Welcome back, all my fellow traders, and a massive thank you to all of you who have subscribed the last week. The channel is finally starting to grow at some pace, which means I can keep giving back to you in the community. So if you're new here and stopping by, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button right now so I can help you on your trading journey. So what are we going to talk about today? Today I'm going to get into NinjaTrader. It is a charting and execution platform which I like to use for futures alongside TradingView and of course Tradeovate. NinjaTrader is the other option. So if you are using a PC, if you are more of a scalper, if you are running with Apex, NinjaTrader can be a really good platform for you to use. But it does not link with TradingView, and many of you out there find that frustrating because you like the setup and how TradingView looks. So I'm going to teach you how to make your NinjaTrader look as close to TradingView as possible, giving you all the pro tips that I've learned from my years and years of using NinjaTrader with some custom indicators that you can use so it feels exactly the same. So let's get into that right now. When you load NinjaTrader up, you will first need to be connecting to the data provider. So if you are trading with Rhythmic, you will need to already be signed into RTrader. So whoever you are trading with, whether that be with Apex or one of the other firms, they will email you your credentials and your login. You will need to use those to log into RTrader first to get the Rhythmic data. Once you've done that, you can come up here into connections and then you will be able to connect. Now you will need to click configure and type in the exact same directions that they provide you in the email. If you are trading directly with NinjaTrader and you are funding your own account, you will just connect directly to NinjaTrader. So I'm going to click here on Apex and you will see this yellow light comes up. The yellow light says it is trying to access. That's its pause button letting you know it's trying to do something. When it goes green, it means you are connected and have data, and when it goes red, it means data is offline. That is something really important. If you're ever in a trade and you're seeing lag, you will see this go yellow or orange. If it goes red, you have got a system problem, something with your internet is off or something with the back end is off, and that's when you need to be looking to close everything because you have no control. So here we go. I'm now logged in. You can see all my PA accounts and a SIM account down here, which I was doing from an earlier video. So this is my second attempt to try and make this for you. And you will see that I am green across all my accounts and logged in here on my Apex platform. Now that you're logged in, you will need to create a workspace. So I'm working on a new workspace here that I'm called YouTube, just so that you can all view it. First thing you'll want to do is come up here to this new tab and click chart, all right? And once this chart opens, you need to select the instrument that you're going to trade. So I'm going to click ES or MES, it's what I like to trade, and I'm going to leave this alone for now and press OK, and it should bring up a chart. All right, so here is the chart. All right, so instantly a few things you might want to change, things like the horizontal and vertical axis, things like the background color, and things like the candlesticks. That's the common thing that people get upset with. So first thing you can do is right click and go to properties right here, and that's going to give you loads of options. Now at this point, the first thing I do is I like to change this background color to black. All right, that's how I like to view my charts. And then I'm going to get rid of the vertical and horizontal grid lines. So if I come here, I can just set this really easy to transparent. All right, so that's the horizontal one done, and then the vertical one, set this to transparent, and then I should just have one solid black background. That's how I like to view my chart right there. Absolutely perfect. Already a big start. The next thing I'm going to change is the candle color. So I'm just going to left click, double click on to the candles. It's going to bring up this bar right here. So I'm going to change this to white because I don't like red bars. So we're going to have green and white bars. Let's maybe do this as a little bit of a brighter green. Might be a bit much, but that'll do. Okay, so there we go. Already looking a lot better, isn't it? Looking much better. So how do we navigate then? We simply click on the mouse, you left click, and you move your mouse right and left, okay? And you can also do that with your scroller on the mouse. If you want to squeeze the chart and change the sizing, you do the same. You left click on your axis over here, price axis, and you can squeeze it down and make it bigger, okay? And the same for here on time, all right? That's going to change how you view the chart. Now, if you are happy and it's set, let's say it's set right here, and you want to scroll along or scroll up, and you can't do it just by moving, you want to press Control and then do it, and then it will keep everything static, right? And if you get lost at any point or you don't like where you are on the chart, too zoomed in, click the F button, take you straight back, and you can just drag yourself back into a good area of the chart. So really, really easy to navigate. It's very quick to get used to. Let's now go over this at the top so you know what everything is. Right here, this is your instrument column, all right? I would advise you keep each chart on one instrument. You can make multiple charts, which I'm going to teach you later using different tabs. So we're going to keep this on MES. I'm going to change this to the 2 minute. It's just what I like to view. I don't love viewing the 1 minute unless I absolutely have to. Okay, this right here, these are your candlesticks. So if you want to change this to a line stick or anything else, you can download versions of Heikin-Ashi if you'd like to use Heikin-Ashi. That is the tab to do so. Here are your drawing tools, all right? Really easy to find. They're constantly here. So if you want to draw rays on your chart, if you're a line chart drawer, if you like to use supply and demand, if you like to use fibs, everything will be here in your drawing tool. This is your zoom in and zoom out if you don't want to use this system that I just told you. Okay, this is for your grid, all right, or your crosshair. I like to have this on local so I can see exactly where price is. You can toggle this on and off at any point. Using this, you can also have this data feed series. So this will show you like the price of wherever your crosshair is, all right? So not something I use, but some traders might like it. This right here is key, the chart trader. This will open to the right hand side of your chart. Okay, you will need to make sure this is on the correct account that you are using, and this is how you are going to buy and sell the markets, how you're going to execute market position. And this right here is your data series. Okay, this is something you can also get to from right clicking. This is how we changed the colors of the candles. The first thing I do here actually all the time is change this days to load. So at least 100 days. It always comes set at 5 days. You're going to need to look back in price action more than 5 days. So this is 100 days here on a 2 minute chart. So let's just do that. Click OK. This is your indicators tab where you can load up all the indicators you like to use, which I'm going to go through very shortly. Strategies, this is for bots and algos that you create, so you can run strategies on here, which is absolutely amazing. And properties, again, you can get here from the right click on your mouse, just like we talked about. The first thing you're probably going to use is the drawing tools, right? So I just want to talk to you about these drawing tools because you can use some really, really great things to make these exactly how you use them. You will notice my Fibonacci is not how it comes custom. So any drawing tool can be changed. You double click on that drawing that you've just done, and here you'll see I have 9 price levels. So if I click on that, edit price levels, you can add any fib that you want and change the color of it. And once you've done that, you can save that. Okay, so every time you draw that, then it will look how you want. So this is exactly how I like to view it on TradingView. It's how I view it on here. So it means everything's lining up. The same for things like supply and demand, which I use rectangle boxes for. So let's just show you a quick example of that. Here is your rectangle, right? Maybe I want to mark this out here as a potential supply block. I double click on this and I make this red now. All right, and yours might look different to mine. It might have like lines around it and outlining. You can change all of that. All right, this outline here I have set to 0. Okay, you can see this outline tab. And also I set this to all charts, right? This is a really key part. I want my drawings showing on all charts, especially supply and demand, because I normally draw my supply and demand off, say, an hourly chart, so I then need to view it on lower time frames. I'm going to talk about that later when we make multiple tabs, but just note that right now I always set that to all. So the chart's looking pretty good. The only thing I want to change now is the right hand side of it. So the first thing I want to do is click right here, go to properties. Hopefully that should bring up a tab. and I want to change the color action buttons. So the buy buttons, I like these to be a blue or a red. So let's make this blue, and the sell buttons to be a red or a pink. And if I press apply now, you will see that it will quickly mark those. So for me, that's really, really good when I'm in fast price action, when I want to move in and out quickly. I know that I'm clicking the right thing, all right? You don't want to get confused because they're both grey. It will cause a problem. The other thing I like to do is create this right here, the action button. I like this to just be a black, all right? I do not like any greys on my chart. It's just personal preference. There we go. All right, nice and easy. So now we have pretty much the chart set up. The last thing we need to do is the indicators. So you can come to this little section here, click on indicators. It should bring up a tab, and let's think about the indicators that we like to have. Now there are lots of indicators which come free and native with NinjaTrader, but there are some that don't. But don't worry, there is an amazing NinjaTrader community and page which provide so many indicators free of charge. I will post the link underneath so that you can check that out. Just scroll through, look at the different types of indicators. If there's something that you don't have on NinjaTrader which is key for you, for example like a TTM squeeze, you will be able to find it elsewhere for free. And if not for free, there are plenty of providers out there who offer paid indicators. I don't have any. Everything I use is pretty much for free. So let's get into the indicators that I use. You would have seen me trade with on TradingView, which I also put on my charts on NinjaTrader. The first thing is going to be a VWAP, right? VWAP does not come with NinjaTrader. I don't think. You will need to download it from one of the community providers. So my one is called VWAP-X, so we can just add this on. And actually there's lots of standard deviations which come with this, so I don't want to see any. All right, and I don't want any fill on this, and I press apply. So now I have VWAP on my chart. It's the first thing I like to see on my chart. Second thing might be a volume indicator. Now, don't put these on all time frames, but let's just put it on now for the sake of it. And we'll add that to the chart, and I like my volume just to be white. I don't want to see a color on it unless it's color coding buy and sell volume. So let's just scroll up, make that white, lovely. And again, we can click apply, and that's going to plot the volume at the bottom just like that. So the next indicators I like to use are initial balance and the order line decorator. Now the initial balance you will see and hear me talk about all the time. So let's just do that one first. So I'm going to apply this, and you're going to see why I customize it. It can be quite heavy with information on the screen, all right? So there it has plotted the initial balances. But what I don't like is this blue box, right? That blue box is the initial balance, but it annoys me. It gets in the way. So really easy, again, to customize. Simply come up here and change this to transparent, and that box will disappear. Now, the other thing I like to do, I like these tabs at the side to be purple. I don't like them red. Red for me is a sell signal, and I don't want to be thinking or having any reason to think that any initial balance is a sell signal. So if I just change that, all right, now you'll see that blue box has gone, and we just have a nice plot of initial balance at the side. Now we do have a yellow box at the very beginning, which I'll show you shortly, but I don't mind that being on. Order line decorator I really like. Now this is not going to show until we make an order on the chart, a live active order. And then what it would do is show you how much profit you are going to make based on where your limit order is and how much you will lose based on where your stop loss is. So that's something I like to have on the chart. Another indicator I of course want on my chart are my flow zones. Now I'm still building out a custom flow zone kit for NinjaTrader. So until then you can just use a basic EMA wave. I use this one, MAT trend filled, right? And you will need to customize this. So for me with my flow zones, I will have a 13 and a 21. I will change these colors. Let's change this to like a blue and a bit of a softer red. And click apply, and I will need another one again. So I just do the same thing again. So it will load a second one in. And again, I'm going for an EMA here, EMA, and a 34 and a 50. Okay, and this time I'm just going to change this one to a darker blue. There we go. And click apply. All right, and now I've got my flow zones on. Okay, so you can see my flow zones are now appearing. All right, nice and easy to view, exactly the same thesis as when I'm doing it on TradingView. Now, there's only one thing on here that I really don't like, especially when zoomed out, and it's the candles, right? The candle wicks are not the same color as the candle bar, and that for me, I find it very hard to concentrate on, and it's the biggest difference, to be honest, between NinjaTrader and TradingView when you're looking at the charts. But there is an indicator to fix it, so let me show you that. And it's by Indicators for Traders. I'm pretty sure it's from the community page, and you just click on here and bang. Look at the difference instantly. Now we are cooking. Now this feels so much more like TradingView. I'm very comfortable viewing this chart now. It makes a huge difference on the eyes, those candle wicks. Amazing the difference one indicator makes. Now I really like this chart, which means I want to save this chart, save the layout of this chart so I can use it for multiple time frames. So I'm going to right click on the chart, go to templates and click save as. We're going to call this YouTube. And now what that means is I can open up more charts and more time frames without going through this same process all over again. So I'm just going to remove myself from the screen now. And you'll see down here, this is what your chart is called, MES0624. So I'm going to rename this as M2 because we are viewing a 2-minute chart, and press apply. Okay, and now I'm going to open up a new tab. Same instrument for me. And we can scroll down and find YouTube. Press OK. All right, and now that's loaded up the same thing again, but now I can change this, for example, to a 10-minute chart. Okay, and I'm going to rename this M10. Now I've got my M2 and M10 right here next to each other. Now, of course, if you have multiple screens, all right, and you want to view price action across multiple screens, you would simply come back to that control panel at the beginning, okay, and go new chart, select your instrument again, scroll down now, and I'm going to go YouTube, press OK, and it's going to create a whole new chart now, all right? And now, maybe I view this, these are my higher time frames, so this is a 60-minute chart. Now it looks a bit messy on a 60-minute chart, doesn't it? There's too much info there. I want a cleaner chart for the 60 minutes. So we can either just quickly remove everything here, or if you don't want to totally remove it, all right, you can always come down and just click visible, take that off, toggle it off. Do the same thing for everything you don't want. Of course, you can remove it if you're never going to use it again. That does not matter at all. And now I'm going to hit apply. Left one on there, have I? There we go. And now I have a nice clean 60-minute chart. Again, though, you'll see it is only loaded 5 days. So to change that, you go to data series, and let's just change this to 100 days. Now it's going to quickly load the previous 100 days. All right, so now you can scroll right back and see price action. Now again, remember what I said earlier with the drawing tool. See how we've got this right here showing up on all charts. So obviously, if I was going to be drawing out supply and demand here, I would want it to show on my lower time frame chart. So let's say I want to draw this out. I would extend this right the way across so that when I toggle back onto my M2 chart, it is appearing there. So if it is not appearing there, it means you do not have this set to all charts. So that's something you will need to do. So maybe I have this on my second or third monitor, and I have the other charts on my first monitor. So we can toggle back right now. So here is my M2 and M10, and I have a whole nother chart for my H1 and weekly and daily and examples of. All right, so hopefully this is all making sense. Very simple way to put all your charts together. So I'm going to come back on the screen now because we're not going to need to toggle across. So the last thing we're now going to talk about is placing orders on the chart. Now, of course, the first thing you need to do is make sure you are on the correct account that you want to trade. And then if you want to execute a trade, you have these buttons up here. There are hotkey buttons and you can toggle those to joysticks, pads, anything you want to do. So for example, if I want to buy market with this momentum
Order
right
filled.
now, I have just bought the market. Now, if I want to set a limit order to sell, let's say up here above this liquidity, I right click,
Order
and I
submitted.
click sell, and you will see now the order decorator I talked about earlier, it is telling me how much profit I will make if that hits my target. And again, I can come down here and I can do a sell market.
Order submitted.
All right, and there's my stop. All right, so my stop market set down there and my limit order set up here. Now, if at any point in time I want to get out of this trade, all you need to do is click on close. All right, there's your close.
Order filled.
You can also set orders like this, like a buy
Order
stop market.
submitted.
So this will trigger when we break out through this. This would then set out a buy. All right, really, really good to know. Next thing I want to show you actually is how cluttered some of these orders can start to look on your screen. So let's give this a chance to fill now. Hopefully it will. Otherwise, I'm just going to mark it in to show you.
Order filled.
Marketing in. Right. Sometimes
Order filled.
So we got filled on both of those. So I've got two contracts on now. So you sometimes will see your chart looking like this. All right, a lot of information there, too much information. If you press Control E, it will toggle between this. So you can have just your arrows of execution and you can have your arrows of execution with the price points, or you can have nothing at all. All right, really, really simple, quick and easy. Control E, Control E, Control E. Learn the hotkeys. They will save you a lot of time when you are running through your charts, right? There is a tab which teaches you all of the hotkeys. They are all labeled. Even your drawing tabs have hotkeys. It says all the hotkeys down here for them, all right? Super simple, and you can reassign them. Very, very easy to do in the property section. So I'm going to close this out now. I'm going to talk about
filled.
the ATM, because the ATM for me is the best part of NinjaTrader. So if you click here, ATM strategy, you actually need to scroll up to custom, all right? And we are going to build out an ATM as an example of what I might trade. So let's say I'm going to trade 5 contracts of MES, all right? And the parameter, I'm going to leave it on tick. Tick is fine. You can change this to price. Price would be dollars, so you can do your risk and reward by dollars. I'm going to do mine by tick, and I'm just going to add on another section here. So for the contracts, I'm going to split them into 3 and 2. They're going to fill them together. And the stop loss, we're going to do 12 ticks. So that's 3 points for 8, 12. All right, 3 points. And the profit for the first one, we're going to do a 1-to-1, for example. So if we lose 12 ticks, we are out of everything. If we make 12 ticks, we will get out of the first 3. And this one right here, I'm going to leave it. And we're going to do, let's do double that, shall we? 6 ticks, or we can do it even more. Let's maybe do 40 ticks. So 10 points. And then I'm going to click Save as Template. YouTube 24. All right, and let's click Save and OK. Now I'm going to show you the power of the ATM. When you have this ATM strategy on and you execute your trade, let's say I'm going to try a dip buy here.
Order filled.
All right, it is instantly put in my limit orders. So I already know my risk. I already know my rewards. When I hit this one here, I am straight away at a 1-to-1. And up here, far, far more than that. So it makes it really, really easy to trade with, because you are able to manage your risk very, very quickly and easily. Again, if I want to change this at any point, if I want to move my stop tighter, I click on it and I can drag it right up. So now I can move my stop, break even straight away. There we go. I'm now break even. I'm almost at a 1-to-1, almost hit me out. Would have been nice for the video if it actually did it, wouldn't it? But there we go. So really, really easy to trade with. Very, very easy to create a strategy here, especially for scalping, so that you can keep locking in profits over and over and over again. And if you're trading with someone like Apex and you have the 30% consistency rule, doing stuff like this is going to keep you well within that consistency rule, because every trade setup, you are going to take the same type of trade, all right? So it makes it very, very easy for managing. Come on, fill me, just for the sake of the video. You've got to fill me here, surely. Tapped me 3 or 4 times, hasn't executed through. Right, you can actually change that on a tap to fill. If it gets
Target
there,
filled.
twice and doesn't, so there we go. Filled me anyway. You can change it so that if it gets close and doesn't quite hit it, it will lock that in for you. All right, there's another way of doing that. So now you see this trade is playing out very nice. Again, I've got my runners. I've got 2 left on the stop. So maybe I'm going to move this stop up very, very aggressively to the midpoint of the IB, for example. So now we are either going to hit our target up here for the runners, or we are going to get stopped out. I'm going to move this up even more aggressively now, because I actually want to get out of the trade
Stop
to show you
filled.
something else. There we go. So I'm out the trade. The last thing I want to show you is this stop strategy. All right, you can create custom stop strategies. Now you will need to back test this, and you will need to change your stop strategy depending on the instrument that you like to trade, because they are all very, very different in terms of ticks. So this is a step parameter, and as you get into profit, it will move your stop up into profit with you. So it's something that can become very, very useful if you don't sit there managing your trades much, and you want something that will lock in profit and make sure that runner doesn't get too far away. Again, for things like Apex, where you have a trailing drawdown, unless you're going to manually manage your stop, which is what I like to do, then you can use this to make sure you are never going to give back 10 points, for example, and miss out on big, big opportunities to lock in profits near the highs. When you're trading with Apex, you want to be locking in profits near the highs. Moving your stop will allow you to do that. So there you have it then. That is pretty much everything you need to know about NinjaTrader. How to set it up, how to make it look like TradingView, how to place orders and execute orders. It is super, super intuitive. Give it some time to get used to it. It will not take you long. I absolutely love trading with NinjaTrader. For me, it's a very, very powerful bit of kit, and the best thing about it is that it allows you to trade with copiers like Replicanto. That's what I use to trade my 12 accounts today, which I'm nicely green on. You can trade across different servers, you can use different platforms, you can have so many accounts and quickly toggle on and off what you are copying. And just for you now, I have partnered with them, which means you now get 20% off if you want to use Replicanto. I will drop the link down below under this. If you want to learn more about my strategies, how I lock in profits every single day, then you need to sign up for the Flow Zone course. From beginner to advanced, I will teach you everything you need to know. You will learn my playbook. You will learn everything you need to know to start becoming a profitable trader in the market. I will put you on the path to success, and you will be able to join my private community in the Discord room, where we come up with a plan every day to make sure that you can stay on the profitable side of trades. Until next time, trade safe. Do me a favor, hammer that like button, drop me a comment, and hit the subscribe. Until next time, use hard stops.